वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी आराध्यो भगवान् वृषेशतनयस्तद्धाम वृन्दावनम् रम्या काचिदुपासना व्रजवधू वर्गेण वा कल्पिता श्रीमद्भागवतं प्रमाणममलं प्रेम पुमार्थो महान् श्रीचैतन्यमहाप्रभुर्मतमिदं तत्रादरानापरा नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas, thank you so much for joining. We are reading Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 30, entitled The Gopi Search for Sri Krishna. So in the last few verses in this chapter, we were learning or understanding about the intense separation which the gopis are undergoing, and it's unbearable. And what are they doing? They are acting like Krishna. They are performing different pastimes of the Supreme Lord. Well, they don't consider Krishna as supreme, but of their dearmost Krishna, like killing of Putana and Bakasur and Trinavrata, Damodar Leela, stealing butter, etc., etc. Like that, they're all relishing in doing this transcendental drama. So we have read so far till text 22. We're going to read further from text 23. Bandhan बन्धान्यायसृजा काचे तन्वी तत्र उलूखले बन्ध बध्नामि भाण्डभेतारम् हयन् त्वति भीतसोद्रिक्पिध्यास्यम् भेजे भीतिविडम्बनम्. Translation by his disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. One gopi tied up her slender companion with a flower garland and said, "Now I will bind this boy who has broken the butter pots and stolen the butter." The second gopi then covered her face and beautiful eyes, pretending to be afraid. So in this, we see the Damodar Leela, where one gopi is acting like the mother Yashoda and the other is acting like Krishna. And then she's saying, "I'll bind you," like how mother Yashoda binds Krishna with the ropes of love. In this, we see that one gopi is trying to bind the other gopi. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur mentions in this connection when one gopi showed enthusiasm in imitating Krishna's stealing butter and breaking the yogurt pots, Yogamaya played the role of Yashoda and performed the required actions of saying, "Oh naughty child, you've stolen butter and run away. I'll tie you up." So, in all these pastimes, we see there is no context of Mahamaya. There is only Yogamaya. As we see in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Mahatmanastu mam partha devim prakritim ashraya. Pure devotees are not influenced by the Mahamaya, but they are in the grip of Yogamaya. So Krishna's internal energy, Yogamaya, helps in all these pastimes. So they're all remembering Krishna through doing these dramas. So dramas are also a great way to remember Krishna. Let's see text number 24. Someone like to read 24?
I can read, Prabhuji.
Yes, please, Swamiji.
एवं कृष्णं पृच्छमानां गन्धावनलतास्तरुन् व्यक्षक्षसवनुद्देशे पदानि परमात्मनः. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada ki jai. While the gopis were thus imitating Krishna's pastimes and asking Vrindavan's creepers and trees where Krishna, the Supreme Soul, might be, they happened to see his footprints in a corner of the forest. Back to Prabhupada.
Thank you, Mataji, for reading. So you remember the gopis were asking the creepers, the tulasi, the trees, the birds, they're asking everyone. And finally, they saw some hints. They saw the footprints. So let's see what Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says in this connection. Okay, we'll read next verse 25. Padani vyaktamitani nandashunor mahatmanah lakshante hi dhvajamboja vajranukusha vayadhibihi. Translation and purport. It's a long purport, so maybe someone else can read. I'll just read the translation. The gopis said, the marks of a flag, lotus, thunderbolt, elephant goat, barley corn, and so forth on these footprints clearly distinguished them as belonging to that great soul, the son of Nanda Maharaj. Okay, so would someone like to read the purport here? Anyone? Karima? Shiva Mataji?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura, in his commentary on this verse, gives the following scriptural information about the symbolic markings on the lotus feet of Krishna. In the following verses, the Skanda Purana states the particular places on his feet where Krishna carries the mark of the flag and also other marks and the reasons for these marks. दक्षिणस्य पदाङ्गुष्ठ मूले चक्रं बिभर्ति अजा तत्र भक्ता जानस्यरि सद्वर्ग छेदनाय स. At the base of the large toe on his right foot, the unborn Lord carries the mark of a disc, which cuts down the 6 enemies of his devotees. मध्यमाङ्गुली मूले च धत्ते कमलाम् अच्युत धायत्र चित्त विरेपानम् लोभानयाति शोभनम्. At the bottom of the middle toe of the same foot, Lord Achyuta has a lotus flower which increases the greed for him in the minds of the bee-like devotees who meditate on his feet. कनिष्ठमूलतो वर्जं भक्ता पापादरी वेदनां पार्ष्णि मध्ये अंकुशं भक्त चित्ते भावश कारणम्. At the base of his small toe is a thunderbolt which smashes the mountains of his devotees' reactions and past sins. Prabhuji, sorry, Prabhuji, can anyone continue?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for reading this part. Who would like to read? Anyone else want to read from here? Karina, you want to read?
Babaji, where do I start?
Sorry?
Where do I start? Like,
Yeah, you can read from this point.
at the base of his small toe is a thunderbolt, which smashes the mountains of his devotees' reactions to past sins. And in the middle of his heel is the mark of an elephant goad, which brings the elephants of his devotees' minds under control. Bhoga sampan mayam date yavam angusta parvani. The joint of his right large toe bears the mark of a barley corn, representing all kinds of enjoyable opulences. The Skanda Purana also states, Vajram vai dakshine parshve ankusho vai tad agrataha. A thunderbolt is found on the right side of his foot, and an elephant goad below that. The acharyas of the Vaishnava Sampradaya explain that since the particular feet under discussion are Lord Krishna's, we should know that the thunderbolt is at the base of his small toe, and the elephant goad below the thunderbolt, and an elephant goad on the heel belongs rather to Lord Narayana and other Vishnu Tattva expansions. Thus, the Skanda Purana describes 6 marks on Krishna's right foot: the disc, flag, lotus, thunderbolt, elephant goad, and barley corn. And the Vaishnava Toshani mentions even more marks. The vertical line beginning at the middle of his foot and continuing as far as the juncture between his big toe and second toe, an umbrella below the disc. At the base of the middle of his foot, a group of 4 swastikas in the 4 cardinal directions. At the 4 points where each swastika meets the next, 4 rose apples, and in the middle of the swastikas an octagon. This makes 11 marks on Krishna's right foot. Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti describes the marks on Krishna's left foot as follows. At the base of the large toe is a conch shell with its mouth facing the toe. At the base of its middle toe are 2 concentric circles representing the inner and outer sky. Below this mark is Cupid's unstrung bow. At the base of the bow is a triangle, and surrounding the triangle is a group of 4 water pots. At the base of the triangle is a half moon with 2 more triangles touching its points. And below the half moon is a fish. Altogether, then, there are 19 distinguishing marks on the soles of Lord Krishna's lotus feet. Thanks so much, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much, Jyoti Mataji and Karina Mataji for reading. So, any thoughts on this verse? Yes, Karina, please share.
I think it's like pretty amazing how it describes in very specific detail all the 19 marks on Krishna's feet, like exactly where it is and like how big it is and like what it is. I think it was like pretty cool.
Now you remember some of them, most of them, all of them. Which one you remember?
I remember the barley corn.
Barley corn. We'll do some more meditation on this. Trying to find the proper image so people can see. Okay, I found something which we can use for Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Okay. So we'll do this meditation on Krishna's lotus feet. This is the main topic for today's session. So, and we'll try to understand the meanings also on each foot or each mark. What does it represent, right? What each mark represents. Okay, so Krishna is the Supreme Lord, we all know, and his lotus feet is the object of our meditation, is it not? So it's a good way to meditate on Krishna's lotus feet. And here is the size a little bit. Everyone can see? It's visible, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So this is for the next 10-20 minutes, we'll focus on this. Is it okay?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So 2 lotus feet. There are total 19 marks. Okay. How many total? 19 marks are there. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This looks like this is Krishna's left feet or right feet? Who will tell? This is Krishna's left feet or right feet?
I think left feet. Left.
Yeah, you're right. Because the Lord is standing. Imagine the Lord is standing, right? So this is the right. So the right has 11 and the left has 8. So it'll be on the quiz tomorrow. Just kidding. Okay, so right has 11 and the left has 8. Is it okay so far? So let's maybe go with on the right side first. The Joe is barley corn. So what does the barley corn represent? Anyone recalls? Yes, Karina?
Are you talking about like what's the word for it or what it represents?
Yeah, what's the meaning? So I'm not sure if we read this time. So this mark signifies that his devotee will receive all the enjoyable opulence and prosperity by serving his lotus feet. So it's grains, right? So grains represents prosperity, right? So barley, corn, or joe, so we can connect with grains. So grains represent prosperity, right? One who takes shelter of Krishna, then the devotee's former journey through many, many births and deaths is actually very tiny, just like a single grain of barley. How many of you seen barley? Has anyone seen barley corn? हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं इसको? जो?
Is it George?
Jowar? Yeah. Okay, maybe I should show a picture of Joe so we can connect. So this is how barley corn, right? Jowar, Joe, very similar to wheat, right? Okay, so now you all have seen, correct? So this is the barley corn, very similar to wheat, is it not? Okay, so this symbol is on the right feet in the big toe, the first toe, right? So what does it represent? Prosperity. And it also represents that the one who takes shelter of Krishna, like a tiny grain of barley, all the other birds will seem very, very tiny. Another meaning is that just that the barley represents sustenance, right? Grains represent sustenance, like grains nourish us, right? We all take rice, wheat, barley, millets, different types of grains. Similarly, the lotus feet of Lord Krishna are the sustenance for his devotees. Okay, so we got a few meanings for the barley corn. Is that okay? Shall we move to the next one, which is the chakra? Right below the barley corn is the chakra. What does chakra mean? Chakra, we all know, disc, right? So what is chakra representing here? Cuts down the 6 enemies, right? We read in the Bhagavatam just now, my dear friends, we just read. Correct? You remember? Which cuts down the 6 mental enemies of his devotee. So what are the 6 mental enemies? Chaya bega domi, chaya dosha shodhi. Lust, anger, greed, envy, pride, illusion, right? These are the 6 enemies. Also, chakra also represents brilliance, is it not? Sudarshana Mahajwala Koti Surya Samaprabha. It's equivalent to radiance of brilliance of millions of suns put together. So it also means that it destroys darkness. Okay? Is everyone with me? So we got the barley corn and the chakra. And then Kamala means lotus. Lotus has so many beautiful meanings. We read in this context just now. that it increases the greed for him in the minds of be-like devotees. So, in short, greed for Krishna is very healthy, and it will be intensified by meditating upon the lotus feet of the Lord. So it basically increases our spiritual desires, spiritual hankerings. Those who meditate on Krishna's feet. The lotus also signifies that it grows out of water, right? So those whose eyes swell with the tears upon holding the Lord's lotus feet receive the highest benefit. There are many meanings of the lotus, but we'll move to the next one, which is actually Urdhva Rekha. Urdhva means a line pointing up or upward curving line. Rekha means line. So what does that represent? The devotees who cling to Krishna's lotus feet as if holding a lifeline. So basically Krishna's charan is the lifeline of the devotees who are transported to the higher realms. Right? So Krishna's lotus feet are the real lifeline. In the game of life, in the Kaun Banega Karodpati, right, there are lifelines. Right? Anyone recalls? You may have seen this. I used to watch this when I was a child. It gives different lifelines. But for a devotee, what is real lifeline? Krishna's lotus feet are the real lifeline. Because only they can only save. What else? Money, name, fame, they are not our lifelines. They are going to drown us. And upward means devotee doesn't need to worry. His journey will be upward. Upward means back home, back to Godhead. Free from external designations. So we covered 4, my dear friends, so far. Is everyone with me? The barley, the chakra, the lotus, and the Urdhva Rekha. Then the next is the Ankush, or the elephant goat. So a big elephant is controlled by a tiny, elephant driver, Mahavat, by this small instrument called the elephant goat. So similarly, those who take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, mind is like an elephant, but Krishna's lotus feet have this instrument to control the elephant of our mind. So this mark, so we can meditate upon Krishna's feet. One day we can meditate on lotus. Krishna, please help me to intensify my spiritual desire. Krishna, please, meditating upon the chakra, please cut off my lust, anger, greed, right? Krishna, please let my spiritual journey keep moving up, right? You are my real lifeline, Krishna. Krishna, my mind is like an elephant wandering here and there. Krishna, please help to tame this wild elephant. Isn't it beautiful meditation? Just by seeing Krishna's feet, we can just spend hours, right? When we next time take darshan of Krishna's feet, we have so much more to take darshan. One time His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj was just telling, like sometimes he was taking darshan and he couldn't even, go up. Like half an hour spent just looking at Krishna's feet only. Isn't that beautiful? Pure devotees always dwell in Krishna's thoughts. So 5 so far, okay? Okay, quick revision. What are the 5 we have covered so far? On the right side, on the right foot?
Barley corn.
Barley corn, Joe, good. What else?
Chakra, Prabhuji.
Chakra,
Kamala.
very nice. Kamala, very nice.
Urdhva Rekha, Ankusha.
Ankush. Okay, perfect. Okay, now we move to the next one, which is Dhwaja or flag. So the flag marks that for devotees meditating on Krishna's feet, he gives security and safe protection of all sorts of fear. So basically protection and security of all sorts of fear. You know, flags in previous times were used for war. In the war time, like even in Bhagavad Gita, you recall there is a flag, Arjuna's flag, marked
by Hanuman.
Hanuman. Yes, Hanumanji is sitting, which is a sign of Arjuna's victory. So flag, or also called, in temples like you go to Dwarka, you go to Jagannath Puri, you see the flag is changed every day, sometimes multiple. It's a sign of victory. It's a sign of, fearlessness. It's a sign of freedom, security, right? So Krishna's lotus feet will give us safety and security and protection from all sorts of fear. That's the meaning of the Dvaja. The next one is the thunderbolt or Vajra. Vajra, when we talk about anything hard, we give the example of Vajra, like Vajra tapi kathorat, Vajra ke jaise, thunderbolt, right? Rain, it's like thunderstorm, right? Like harsh, strong. So this reveals a meditation on Krishna's feet smashes the mountains of devotees' karmic reactions of the past sins. Krishna's lotus feet, one who takes shelters, mountains and mountains of sins can be destroyed. Meditating upon the lightning bolt or Vajra. Okay, thunderbolt. Number 8 is Chhatra or umbrella, Chhatri. So Chhatri, what does it represent? It represents, remember, Govardhan is the shelter, is the Chhatri of Vrindavan. So Krishna held this umbrella. So those who take shelter of Krishna's feet are shielded from the incessant rainfall of material desires. So pure, poetic, and so beautiful. Aren't material desires floating all the time? Oh, let's buy this, let's buy that, or oh, my friend has this, or my neighbor has this, right? New gadget, new tech, new this, new job, new this. Desires are ceaseless, incessant rain of material desires, right? Opposite sex, fame, name, position, power, so many material desires, always floating. But, O Krishna's lotus feet, I take shelter. Please shield me, like how you shielded the Vrajavasis. How Krishna held the umbrella of Govardhan to protect the Vrajavasis. Krishna, please protect me. I want to, under your Chhatra Chhaya, right? We should always be under the umbrella of Krishna and his devotees. Like when a child is with the father or the parents or like elders, the child feels secure, is it not? A 5-year-old will feel secure that my elders are there. He doesn't need to worry. Similarly, devotee shelter and security comes from the umbrella of Krishna's lotus feet, because that's what is going to secure us. That's real Chhatri. And it also means that those who take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet become exalted like the kings, like Maharaj, right? And they have umbrella on their head. Like you may have seen some Prabhupada pictures, or sometimes, so like They become royal, in short. They become greater than the kings. Maharaj, right? We say so-and-so Maharaj, so-and-so Maharaj, right? Because they're great. They're very noble. One who has conquered their senses, their mind. It's very, very noble. Very, very great person. Okay, so we covered 8 so far. Then the next one is the Ashta Kona or the Antakona octagon, my dear friends. So this means that those who take shelter of Krishna's feet will be protected in the 8 directions. It also shows that nothing within the kingdom of 8 directions is unattainable for devotees. Is everyone following? So the 8 directions, devotee will be protected. And Ashta Siddhi, right? Have you heard this? Ashta Siddhi, Navanidhi, in Hanuman Chalisa also it comes. Anima, Mahima, Lagima, Prapti, etc. Devotee automatically gets that. He doesn't need to endeavor all these separate. Then the swastik symbols, the 2 swastik symbols. Those who take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, nothing is inauspicious. That means all is well. Swasti astu. Swastik means what? Why do people draw swastik sometimes on some, Diwali you may have seen, or some housewarming, or starting a new business, buying a new car? How many of you seen this at least in these occasions? Why? Have you wondered why? Why? Why do people draw? Why do people, what's the significance? See, Bhagavatam is teaching us that everything is scientific. Swasti, swasti, right? We in the yajna also recently we chanted this prayer. Swasti astu vishwasya khalah prasiditam. Swasti astu, right? May everything be auspicious, basically. That's swastik. It's an auspicious mark to invoke auspiciousness, right? We chant the Mangala Charan, the prayers to invoke auspiciousness by remembering Krishna, by remembering. So Krishna's lotus feet are the source of all auspiciousness. So those who take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, nothing inauspicious will happen in their life because they're holding the most auspicious, that is Krishna. Then number 11 is the rose apple, the last one. Jambu phala, rose apple. That means Krishna's lotus feet are only worshipable objects for all those who are residents of this region. Jambu Dvipa, the island of rose apple. Jambu is a phala. And where do we live? We live in the Jambu Dvipa, actually. There are 9 islands, right? Jambu Dvipe. Have you seen in the Sankalpa, sometimes a priest does this? Jambu Dvipe, Bharat Varshe, Bharat Kande, So we live in Jambu Dvip. This comes in Canto 5 of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Okay, let's do a revision of the 11. Let's see who all recall. The right side, Krishna's right foot, 11 symbols. Let's try to help each other so we can remember. And maybe in 1 or 2 words, if you can also tell what it means, that will be like bonus. Okay, everyone try. At least say 1 or 2 symbols you recall, so everyone gets chance. Okay, who wants to start?
I can start, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
So the barley corn, it represents that the devotees of Krishna will always have prosperity. And the Vajra, underworld, it represents that the Vajra will destroy the sins of the devotees of Krishna.
Very nice.
Something like that.
Very nice. So I'll just start writing also, so that whatever you mentioned, so that we can have a quick. So we need to write all the 11 Krishna's right foot marks. So you said barley corn, and then you said thunderbolt, or okay, yes, Karina, and then Sheetal Mataji.
Take a
Chakra
sip of-
Prabhuji.
I remember that the chakra means slaying down the 6 enemies. I can only remember 5 though. There were like lust, greed, anger, illusion, and that's all I can remember.
Okay, very good. Lust, anger, greed, envy, pride, and illusion. Okay, what else? Yes, Sheetal Mataji.
The lotus, Prabhuji,
Lotus, Kamala, yeah,
Kamala, indicates purity.
purity.
And can I say one more or others?
Lotus, specifically lotus one was increases spiritual desires.
Okay.
So we can meditate on the lotus and increase our spiritual hankerings. Okay, yes, now I can tell the next one.
Urdhvam Rekha.
Urdhva Rekha, okay,
Rekha.
very nice. Upward pointing line.
Yeah. That one who is surrendered to the lotus feet of the Lord rises upward.
Rises up, okay. So basically back to Godhead, very nice. Okay. Who remembers any other symbol, mark?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Antakona Prabhuji. From all sides, God will protect us.
Yes.
And Jambu Phala.
Protection from 8 directions.
Yes.
Jambu
Jambu Phala.
Phala, rose apple.
On Jambu Dvipa we are there, so he will protect like that.
Okay. Oh, Jambu Dvipa, very nice. And then all the Jambu Dvipa should take rest, take shelter of the Lord's lotus feet. Yes. What else is left? There are a few more. Please.
There is
Chatra,
swastika.
Chhatra, umbrella, yes.
the Lord will shield us from all
Shield from incessant rains of material desires. Right? So you see here like Chhatra and Chakra, kind of similar, right? To cut down material desires, to cut down. But also the lotus is to enhance spiritual desires. So to lower the material desires and to increase spiritual desires. Both are important. Very nice. Okay. What else?
Swastik.
Swastik, yes. Is the creates all auspiciousness in the life of those who take shelter. Right? Very nice. Number 10.
Ashtakon.
Ashtakonia we already mentioned. Antakona, Ashtakona.
Antakona. Okay.
Can I say Prabhuji?
Yeah, please.
Thunderbolt Prabhuji, Vajra.
Thunderbolt recovered, yeah. Removes, cuts down sins of past. One is I can think of
Dhwaja Prabhuji, flag.
Dhwaja.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dvaja or flag, what does it represent?
Security, Prabhuji.
Yes, the freedom from fear or fearlessness and security, right? Sometimes people have bad dreams and fearful dreams and ghosts and it. Meditate on Krishna's feet and the flag. Right? Meditate on Lord Nrsimhadev. They are the ones who will remove all the freedom, all the fear. What else? One last is left.
Ankush, Prabhuji, big elephant.
Yes, Ankush or elephant. What did you say? Elephant? Elephant god, right? So, what is Ankush used for? To control the elephant. Helps to control the elephant like mind of devotee, right? Isn't that beautiful meditation now? So now we just don't, now we have a much more depth of Krishna's lotus feet, is it not? How many of you feel, okay, now it makes a lot more sense? This is the right one for now, right? Okay, so now we are seeing it, right? Next time you take darshan, it may be hard to see all the footprints in the deity darshan, but still we can meditate. We know, right? Oh, barley corn, no, it's for sustenance and, nourishing. Krishna, please increase my spiritual desires. So I develop more desire to chant, to worship you. Krishna, my bhakti is sometimes shaking. Let it always flourish and go up so I can get to your lotus, your dham back home. Krishna, my life is full of darkness. May you illuminate by the chakra, and may you cut down all my lust, anger, greed. The 6 enemies are always bothering me. And my mind is so wicked, Krishna. But you are the controller of all controllers. Krishna, with the ankush of your lotus feet, please help me to control my mind. Krishna, I get so many material desires, but you are Giridhari. Krishna, please shield me from all these material desires and give me real fearlessness. Give me real protection, which only your lotus feet can give. And let all my anarthas be destroyed. I have done so many sinful activities in this life and in the past, but I take shelter of you. Please, with a thunderbolt, please destroy these mountains of sinful reactions. Krishna, only you are the source of all auspiciousness. May there be all auspiciousness in my bhakti, in my life, and in the life of actually everyone. That's what Prahlad prays. Swasti astu vishwasya khala prasiditam. Not just selfishly, more my life should be auspicious, forget about others. Everyone's life, maybe it be full of auspiciousness. Oh Krishna, you are the one who really protects everyone. And please protect us from all these directions, right? From all these desires. And let everyone, all the residents of Jambudvipa, worship you and get the full benefit of bhakti, take full shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, and may everyone be happy. That's my only prayer. Any thoughts, comments, just on the right side today? Yes, Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Nice explanation. We are human beings, so as usually, for sure, we expect anything, whatever we are doing from that. So whenever we are taking when we taking shelter of Krishna, we feel that okay, these kind of benefits we can get. So with more interest we will surrender to Lord's feet. Thank you, Prabhuji, and you explained very well, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for joining. And we just read the purport and learned from there. And thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dhanavad Pranam, dear devotees. Prabhuji, I always see these symbols, and I had some little idea what it was, and some of what, but today, after listening to the class and you going in depth and explaining each one individually, gives a better understanding what it represents, and more so why should we always, take the lotus feet of the Lord. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So today we covered the right foot. So next time we'll cover the left foot. But for today, for next few days, we'll meditate on these 11 symbols. So 11 plus 8. 11 we covered today. Okay, so meditate upon those. Share with someone, your friend, your family member, anyone, right? Tell someone, because sharing is caring, and sharing helps us to reinforce. Next time you see Krishna's feet, even if our deities may be small, the picture, you may not be able to see this marking, but we can see a picture on the phone or somewhere. Or we can just see Krishna's feet and mentally remember, oh, Krishna's lotus feet have these 11 marks on the right side, right? The umbrella, the lotus, etc., etc. And you can meditate upon that. Okay. So let's try that. We covered till text 25. So we'll do some more meditation on Krishna's lotus feet on the left one in the next class. And then we will see what Gopis did when after they saw Krishna's feet actually. And that's what this text actually, if we go back to this text, some of these were, that's what the Gopis saw, is it not? We see here, that's what the Gopis saw, right? In text 25. Padani vyaktametani. Right? They saw the footprints very clearly. Oh, these footprints? Nanda Shunor. Oh, these are the footprints of Nanda Maharaj. Mahatmanaha. Oh, that great soul, Nanda. Lakshante. How? How are they only of Nanda? Shuno? They have Dhwaja, they have Ambhoja, lotus, they have Vajra, they have Ankusha, they have Yava, Adibihi. So they mentioned how many? If anyone wants to remember, you can try. Number 1, Dhwaja, Ambhoja, Vajra, 3, Ankusha, 4, Yava is barley corn, Adi, etc. So 1, 2, this is 3, 4, 5, etc. Does it make sense now? Padani vyaktametani. These lotus feet. Oh, clearly. Nanda Shunor Mahatmanaha. They are of that Nanda Maharaj's son, that great soul. Lakshantehi. Oh, we can tell this very, very clearly. We have ascertained. Why? Because no other person has these marks. What marks? Dhvajamboja. Lakshantehi dhvajamboja. Vajra ankusha yavadbhi. Now it makes sense? The verse becomes even more beautiful when we know the meaning. And this is not a hard verse, right? It's very similar, the most of the words now, right? The Gopis saw. Oh, it's none other than Nanda Maharaj, the sun. He only has these 5 plus many others symbols. Oh, this is none other than Nanda's son, that great soul, that Mahatmana. So let's us also remember Krishna's lotus feet, and we'll see in the next class what the gopis did, what happened. Did they catch Krishna? Did they find Krishna? Did they... That we will see in the next class, to be continued. So Grantraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Purana ki jai, Jagat Guru Śrī Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.